This meeting is now being recorded.
Hi there, welcome to today's webinar. My name is Pepper, and we are going to be going over email drip campaigns today. So the first thing I'd like to do is thank our sponsors, so the LOs here at the Cactus office. We've got Abdon, Ray, Matt, Courtney, Sean, and Chris. And so I'm going to run through really quick on what you need to look at for starting a drip campaign. And so we're going to kind of run through a PowerPoint to begin with. If you have any trouble hearing me, just there's a little chat box or a little Q&A box. So if you need to, you can always type in there if you have a hard time hearing me or if something weird goes on. Okay, so first of all, let's just kind of do a preview of what we're going to be looking at today. Okay, first of all, you might want to know, what is an email drip campaign? Basically, this is a campaign of emails that get sent out over a specific amount of time. So you can set up for one to maybe shoot out the next day, or you can have one that goes out every week, every month, so you kind of just decide how you want these emails to be sent out to a bunch of different clients. This can also be done through mailers. This could be done through other ways, can be other sources, but we're going to be focusing in on the email. Okay? So what can you do with this email drip campaign? So you can send out automatic letters to be sent out by selected dates that you choose. You can also send a lender a reminder to do a pre-qual just by clicking on the button, putting in a little information. You can also put in calendar reminders. You can select options to better classify the type of clients that you're dealing with. You can also put them into groups depending on how you got the leads. You can keep track of past clients or potential clients. And then you can also send pre-dated emails to keep in touch with them. And then you can also create your own email template if you wanted to. So there's a lot of customizing you can do. Okay, so for the client, this is a great way for organizing the clients. So there's a lot of different ways that you can get a bunch of leads. So one way is having like a farm list. You can also, say you have some open houses, you can also get the information and use it this way. You can keep track of past clients. Or maybe you just have a mass mailer that you put out and you want to keep track of them from that. So here's some ideas of some different ways that you might have a big group of clients and you want to kind of keep them organized. Okay, once a drip campaign is ready for a pre-qual, you can actually send this to the LO. And what it does is it sends them an email or text. I actually was messing around with this program, and my poor husband, who's an LO, he's Abdon, he kept getting text messages and emails from me. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm just messing with the program to see what it does. So it'll actually send him the name, the email, the phone number, so that he can, or the other LOs, so they can go ahead and get in touch with them to get their pre-qual going. Okay, for the email template, or for the email campaigns, you've got templates that they've already got in the system. You can actually edit those if you would rather, maybe you don't like the wording on one of them, so you can actually edit that one and then use it. Or maybe you want to create your own, so you can do that as well. So I'm going to show you how to do all three of those today. Okay? The great thing about these is that you set them up the first time, and then you don't have to think about them. So that's kind of nice. So you can decide, they've got a bunch of different templates that you could choose from that you just send them out randomly. And then you can decide if you want them to go daily, weekly, monthly, however you want that to go. Okay, so here's a checklist of what we're going to be going over today. I'm going to show you how to set up the signature line. And then I'm going to show you how to put in clients. Then I'm going to show you how to send a pre-qual to your LO through Agent Marketing. I'm also going to show you how to set up a drip campaign. We're going to go over the letters, either the templates, editing the templates, or you can create your own. I'm going to show you where you keep the notes on clients and how to create tasks and calendar reminders. So that is what we're going to be doing today. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to, first we're going to take a look at our signature line. So I go into leads, that's where everything is at, okay? And then we're going to go to email drip, and then we're going to go to campaign options. Okay, now I set this up already. So here's what you do. It's really, really easy. I wanted my picture, then I wanted my logo. So they give you these little generics to use so that it knows what to pull from. So see, I just put that right here and see how it's got my picture right here. This is the one that's in the system, by the way. Then I've got the logo. I just spaced it out, and then I just did the underscore, logo underscore. And then I put Amerifirst. You could put your title if you wanted to, you know, realtor at, you know, the company. I put our address. You could put phone number, email, whatever you want. And after you save it, it's going to show you what it's going to look like under here. Okay, so you can kind of decide, maybe there's some things that you have to have in your signature line that you need to put in there. You can go ahead and add those. So anyway, does anybody have any questions on that part of it, on the signature line, on any part of putting it in? Notice I didn't put, like, you know, Amerifirst. I actually, if I want it to pull up the logo from the system, I have to use this right here, where it's underscore, logo, underscore. Okay? So that is how you set up your signature line. So every time you send out an email, it's going to have this at the very bottom of it. Okay? So what we're going to do next is we're going to take a look at our pre-quals, how to do that. Oh, I'm sorry. Set up clients. I'm skipping a step. Okay. So what we're going to do is, I was just messing around with the program the other day, so I just kind of added a whole bunch. So as you can see, I've got names, I've got phone numbers, I've got emails. I even have them in groups, so I'm going to show you how we did that. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a new one. Okay, so I created an email just for this. It won't let me put in different emails or the same email, so I had to do it this way. So we're going to put in Sally Test. I'm just going to put in a random phone number. Okay. So here's where we can kind of do some customizing so that when we want to, especially if you've got, like, say, 50 leads, maybe you only want to, like, look at ones that have a particular you know, motivation, first-time buyers, or, you know, you want to pick them by a certain field, you can do that. So let's just say that Sally, let's say that she is a prospect. Maybe we met her at an open house, okay? She was super, super interested, so you know, she wants to get together. So I can either put her as hot or I could put her as high. Let's go ahead and put her down as high. So by talking to her, you might not know all this information. This is just to kind of help you remind yourself later and to be able to select. So if you don't know, don't worry about it. Let's just say that she is going into retirement. So she's looking for a house, downsizing. If you have her address, we could put her address in there. If not, don't worry about it. Okay, and then you can actually put groups. How did I meet her? Well, let's just say that I met her at an open house. which they don't have one of those. I would think they would actually have one of those, but they don't. I'm just going to go ahead and select Other. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Save. Okay, so now I have created my new client. It was very easy to do, and you might not have all this information, so it would be even faster. Okay? So let's kind of go over some of these groups in here. We're going to come back to this, but this is where the letters, you can generate the letters. This is where you can maybe add a note to kind of remind yourself who Sally was or what you've done with her. If you want to keep track of the different communications that you've had with her, you can actually say if you set an appointment or you called them, you mailed a letter, you did something, you can actually, let's just say that we made an appointment. Let's just say it was today, okay? And then just say met with her to see what she's interested in. Okay, and you can put more information in there. And then what this does is this just allows you to keep a tally of all the different communications that you've had with this client so that, you know, especially if you don't have Microsoft Outlook or you don't use it, it's a really nice feature. I use it all the time when I'm doing my stuff for agent marketing. I keep track of all my stuff in my tasks. And you can actually say that you want to call them and you don't want to forget, you can actually put a little reminder in here. Say that I want to call her next Friday. Okay, call to see how search is going. Okay, we could do this. And then now it's going to have a calendar. Oh, do I have to save that? Maybe I have to save it. Usually I don't save it. Oh, maybe it didn't save the date. Let's see if it shoots it up. Oh, it doesn't. That's really weird. Mine doesn't. Mine puts it on the calendar. Okay, well maybe you won't have that feature. Okay, so anyway, so you can go ahead and keep notes and different things like that in there. Now let's jump onto pre-quals. Just to give you a heads up, this is probably a feature that some of the LOs are not aware of. To be honest, their drip campaign used to be horrible. I used to not even look at it because the email signature line, everything that came in was so mechanical and it looked like crap, so I just never dealt with it. They've made huge improvements on it. So I decided to go back, take a look, see what's going on. A lot of the LOs might not know about some of this, but even if they don't know how to do the letters and things like that, they can go ahead and get the notifications that they do need to do a pre-qual. So even though if they don't know this part of the system, they can still do that part. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at pre-qual. Now these were ones that I kind of put together already. So if you take a look, here's one that didn't work out, so you'll see a little thumbs down. Let's say that Sally, let's do this one right here. Okay, so print. And we can't actually print these. When I was looking at these, the way that they have them written, it's got a different loan officer, so it's not, and see this little logo and stuff like this. So you're not actually going to be able to print this. I don't know why. See, they've got it as Terry Sponsor. I went through and I updated Abdon's to see if by updating his it would actually improve this, and it hasn't. So printing a pre-qual letter is not going to be an option at this point. But what you can do is you can actually just send them the information very quickly. So I don't have her in the system right now, so I'm just going to hit some letters. Okay, so here's what you do, is I've got Sally, test, and let me put her email in there. Oh. Okay. Okay, Now, when I submit this, what this is going to do is this is actually going to send an email and a text to the loan officer. So I'm not going to hit submit because I kind of irritate my husband when I continue to send him fake stuff. So I'm not going to do that today, okay? But this is what you would do, and then it would shoot that information over to them, okay? So that is doing the pre-qual. And now we're going to take a look at the email drip. Okay, so on the email drip, there's all these different letters, and you'll notice that they've got, and I haven't really noticed how these are grouped together. Like the bad phone number doesn't really all deal with the bad phone number. So let's just take a look at this one just because I mentioned it. This has 8 different letters that you can decide to send out to somebody. So what we're going to do is if we want to just kind of take a look at these letters, see what they look like. Okay, so here's view. So here's one of the first letters. Okay, and of course it's going to put their name in, so don't worry about that kind of information. Okay, so here's what it's just going to look like. Okay, looks very professional, looks very nice. It's an email that gets sent out. I sent myself a whole week of these. They looked very nice. I was very impressed with how they came across. Okay, so I could, so this is one. Here's another one. And again, you know, you could send these out like every 4 days or every week or whatever. And this basically, the whole idea is that you just really want to see if that. Sometimes people ignore one, but by the time they get to the, say the 3rd one, they're like, okay, what is this that's going on? And they'll actually start looking at it, okay? So, and it's a way for you to stay fresh in their mind, which is great. So you've got a connection. They got 5 secrets to buying the best home. Okay, so it kind of goes through, this is a longer email. Okay, but again, you know, you can edit this if you want to. And actually, let me see if I could show you how to do that. So like, let's just say that I wanted to edit this one. I could come in here under edit, and I can actually say I didn't want this sentence or whatever to be in here. I could just take this, delete it out, okay, and then just hit the save button. If I do that, then or maybe you want to add to it, okay? You can actually also set these up. So this one here, from the time that you start the email campaign, this up here tells you how many days from the beginning is this email going to go out. So when I start this particular email campaign, this one's going to go out on day 12, okay? And on these variables, I took a look at these because I didn't know how these were going to come across. Just so that you know, on this one, and I don't really know why they have it this way. I'm really not sure. But this one, basically, you type it out this really long, complicated way, and it basically puts the we lowercase. This is we uppercase. I'm really not sure why you would do that. Maybe there's something that I just don't understand. I'm not positive, but anyway, I sent it to myself to see what these were, and I was very unimpressed by them. The only one that I thought was good was on name. On the name, this will actually put the client's name. So you might want to, if you want to be a little bit more personal, you can just say, you know, it was so nice talking to you, and then you could put underscore name underscore, and it'll put their name into the email at that spot. Now, if you don't want to, if it's more of an informal email, a very quick email, maybe you don't want to have a signature line, if you put this at the end, it will not put your signature line at the bottom. So that's what this one does. The rest of these, I'm not really sure why they're in the system. I don't see the purpose. I would just type out we if I wanted to do it that way. I'm not sure why they do it the way that they do it, okay? So anyway, so that's what these variables are for. Okay, so let's take a look. So that's how you edit a template. You saw the template, so now I'm going to show you how you can create an email template. So what you're going to do, let me see, because this is a little, okay, so we're going to, what we have to do, say if you wanted to do a whole new campaign, okay, so you wanted to create one that maybe for the open house. So what you would do is you would add new, you just assign it a number. They just have to have something unique, so the number doesn't really matter. Okay, and then we're going to say open house campaign. Okay, we save it. Now you're going to see it down here. Now if we want to create the letters, what we're going to do is we're going to go to campaign letters. I selected the campaign that I wanted it to go in, and then what you do is you add new. And from here, you would just go ahead, you decide, okay, maybe this is going to go up after day 1. Great meeting you, and then you could say, you know, hi, name, okay, and then say, you know, it was so great meeting you this weekend, blah, 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 you know, so you could put all your information in. You do not need to worry about doing anything on your signature line. Your signature line will go in automatically, unless, of course, you choose the no signature. So you could decide how you want the letter to go. The only one that I would be concerned about, like I said before, if you want their name to be in there to personalize, just put that in. I wouldn't worry about using any of these, unless I find out for some weird reason that they're useful for something. Okay, so as soon as you save it, you're now going to have that as a campaign that you can send out. So you could create, say, 10 of these letters, and then from there you can decide to send it out, you know, after day 1, after day 4, after day, you know, 12. You know, you could decide how you want to set them up. Okay. So let's see here. Okay, I think I already went over the last part that I was going to go over was the keeping track of notes. Okay, so on this one right here, if you want to jump in at any time, see we've got our notes that we created. This is our task. Okay, and then did I not save that when I added the new notes? I guess maybe I didn't save it. Let's just say met with her over or at lunch. Discuss house. Okay, and then you just hit save. Okay, I must not have hit save. And this is just kind of just keep track of notes. Sometimes instead of clogging up a whole bunch of this on the task, I'll put over here, I'll put C notes, and then I'll have it over there where I can feel like I can type a little bit more. You can also assign, say maybe we want to assign her the open house campaign. Okay? All we have to do is we just select the campaign that we want, and then we hit generate letters. Okay? So this letter is going to go out. And actually, if you have one that you do a whole bunch on, so let me pick one that does actually a whole bunch. So let's do the one that was the no answer, which look through these very quickly just to make sure. Now, see how it came up with these 9 letters. If you don't want one of these to go out, all you have to do is select it and delete it. Okay? And then what you can do from here, this is going to generate from day 1. So this is going to go out today is when this is going to go out. Say that you want to change that to where you don't want it to go out today. Maybe you want to give it full 24 hours. You want to start it on Monday. You could do that. Maybe you want to, from there, maybe you want to send them out every Monday. Okay, so you would just go through here and you would just select every Monday for the new email to go out, okay? Now, when I save this, that's from here, those are the dates it's going to send those emails out, okay? And so anyway, so that's how you can customize how you want the dates sent out, okay, and when you want them. I think I have everything covered that I was going to cover on this. Was there any questions that anybody had on how to set up the email campaign or something that maybe I didn't go over? Now, I went over a lot of stuff today, so if you would like to have this so that, you know, you forget or you want to make sure that you remember, just email your loan officer, and then I'll go ahead and forward this recorded webinar to you. So, but anyway, but I think that's going to be it. Okay? So if there's no questions, then I hope everybody has a wonderful week and a great weekend. Just a heads up, I'm not going to be doing a webinar. Next week I have a webinar, but the week after I'm not going to be having a webinar. I'm going to be out of town that day. So, but next week I will have one, and then I'll have a week off. Okay? So I hope everybody has an awesome week, and just email your loan officer if you want a recording of this, or you can email me if you have my email. Okay? Thank you.